The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I want to tell you a story that happened in Waterbury. Sunday night. There's a young fellow. I spoke to his mother this morning because I wanted to confirm the story. And I had spoken to her a few days before. In the beginning, she told me I could say the family name, but now she decided not to for whatever reason. This young man, he's part of triplets. He was born in Eretz Yisrael 25 years ago. When he was 19 years old, he told his parents he just doesn't feel connected in the yeshivas in Eretz Yisrael. He wants to come to America. One of his Rabbi found out about the yeshiva in Waterbury, and that's where he went. And he was there almost a year. And then his mother called him. She told me that he got a call from the Israeli army that he has to go. He was drafted. And he was afraid not to go because he could be court-martialed if he ever got to Eretz Yisrael again. And he didn't come when he was drafted. So he went into the army. He was there for 2 years and 8 months. And he became a sergeant. He was there after he finished his tour of duty with the IDF. And he decided he wants to come back to learn in Waterbury. And people asked him, "You're 24 already. Don't you want to get married?" He said, "No, I'm working on my relationship with Hashem. And then when I feel close, then I'll look to get married." He's an Israeli, so he has only 1 day yontif. All of a sudden, Sunday afternoon already, there were rumblings, right? Or Shabbos afternoon, when Shemini Atzeres was, there were rumblings that things are happening. So Matzah Yontif, Matzah Shemini Atzeres, it wasn't Yontif for him. He ran to get his phone, and he called his Rebbe, told him, his Rebbe in Waterbury, Rabbi Sosha, told him, "You got to call and find out if they need you in Eretz Yisrael." And he called, and they said, "You got to come back. You got to come back. We need you." So now he walked back into the Beis Medrash. And when he walked into the Beis Medrash, this young man, Levi Yitzchak, his face, he was pale. And everybody knew that he was making a call, and everybody knew he would have the latest information. And he walked in. They were just finishing the Hakafa. And he began telling everybody what happened. It's unbelievable what they did. They gave him a Sefer Torah, and everybody in the yeshiva made a big circle around him, and they started singing the song that we sang before, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael. There wasn't a dry eye in the place, because they knew that this fellow, Levi Yitzchak, Bazdin and Miriam, he's going back. I spoke to his mother this morning. He's in the north. He's hiding in the bushes. He's done certain missions, and he's not allowed to tell his mother what he did. And she's desperate to hear from him every day. We know that what's going on up north. That could explode at any time. And then after they sang Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, they sang Utzu Eitza V'Sufa, Davru Dovav Lo Yochum Ki Yimonu Keil. Again, everybody was crying. Everybody hugged him, and they said goodbye. And they were hoping that it's not the last time that they would see him. I'll tell you a great story that happened at JFK. You won't believe it. When the war started and they were bringing up all the reserves, the El Al cargo sent planes to Europe to bring back IDF soldiers. And for whatever reason, the Air Force cargo of El Al paid for every European Israeli that was an IDF soldier. They paid for their fare. For some reason, they didn't pay for Americans. And at Kennedy Airport the other day, or last week, there were 250 guys who were going back to Eretz Yisrael. And there was a Haredi fellow there. He won't let his name out. And he paid for every single one. They had to show they had a certain plan. It's called a Tzav 8 document. And every soldier, every IDF Israeli that showed a Tzav 8, he paid for their fare. He had a credit card that had a credit for more than $500,000. That's stalker. Okay, none of us can do that. I don't think so anyway. But the idea is, this is stalker. Stalker tatzami moves. In my humble opinion, it doesn't mean only for your own death, but death in Klal Yisrael.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org